my fellow Americans, no. My great Americans, no. Who I made great again, yes. I like that one. Like that one a lot.
Mr. President, sorry to interrupt you, sir.
And you are?
I'm your chief of staff, sir.
Oh, alright, wait. Don't tell me. Nick? No, Priebus?
He's gone, sir.
Pillow Man?
No, sir.
No.
Mark Meadows, sir. Mark Meadows.
Mark Meadows. Oh, alright, it's on the tip of my tongue. So, yeah, what did you need?
It's time for your weekly status meeting. Your China virus chat with Dr. Fauci.
Fauci. I haven't fired him yet?
No, sir. He's here to see you.
Oh, alright, okay. Alright, bring him in. So what I say. Hey, Fauci, how you doing?
Hey, Mr. President. I'm here to tell you about the China virus.
Alright. I would like to ask you about something, though.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to know if we could have an October surprise.
Mr. President.
Before the end of October 31st at the latest, suddenly the virus disappears. No trace. I can go on double digits winning, and I go in as president, being hailed to the chief as the great savior of the United States of America. Can you do that?
Well, Mr. President, I really just wanted to tell you that I'm here to talk to you about what's happening now, not what's happening in October. I don't know what's going to happen in October, but right now there's 5,000 or 10,000 people, your countrymen, your fellow countrymen, who are dying every week from this China virus, and they would really like to hear from you a word.
Not listening. October surprise. Okay? Can we work on that? Can you take your mask off?
Sir.
And can you say yes, sir?
Yes, sir. I can take my mask off.
Take your mask off.
Yes, but your detail says I should leave it on.
Well, I'm the boss. Put it there.
All right, sir.
I have more
right on top of your speech.
That's right, which I'm meticulously looking at and will not follow whatsoever. But anyway, I have something really important too. The governor of South Dakota will be introducing and talking about me at the convention. So talk to her. I want to be, and she has agreed to be on Mount Rushmore. Very important. Now, is this a better view? Face forward, or is this?
Well, Mr. President, I honestly don't know why you're asking me. I was here to talk about the China virus, but if you must know, I think it's probably your Twitter fans. They're the ones who are going to tell you which way to go. Which way do you want to face when you go to Rushmore?
Alright, that's a good point. I'll do that tonight. In fact, I've got to put a lot more stuff on Twitter, talk about Sleepy Joe and Kamala being here illegally. Same old stuff. But anyway, one thing I will ask you.
Yes, Mr. President.
Being on Mount Rushmore, this is very important. I'm gonna go face forward like you said. Would you please get that prop over there?
Oh my goodness, sir.
It's right there on the floor.
Goodness. I don't know why you're asking me to get this for you, but what do you want me to do with
all
it?
I want you to do is to take it and place it above my head.
Oh, sir, like this? Is that what you're thinking, sir?
Yes. I think that's perfect. I would be honored as the greatest president and the most holy in all of American history.
Well, sir, I think that about ends our weekly discussion about the China virus, if I may say so.
I would say so too. So keep up the good job.
Okay.
Try to keep it. Remember, deadline, October 31st, virus gone.
Well, I will do my very best, Mr. President. There'll be a surprise for you, no doubt. If not October 31st, it'll be on November 3rd.
All right. Now, Chief of Staff, forgot your name again. I have something very important.
Mr.
I am hungry. Is my McDonald's burger with extra cheese waiting?
Mr. President, I assure you that your McDonald's burger is waiting for you.
Alright, meeting is adjourned. I'm going to refresh myself.
It's Laughing Through It with Carol Metcalf-Roth. Tonight, Carol Zooms with comedian, school psychologist, and mother, Stephanie Blum. And actor, producer, comedy writer, and dad, Joel Madison. And now, here's Carol.
Hi, everybody. I'm Carol Metcalf-Roth, and welcome to Laughing Through It. I want to start by saying I want to welcome you to our Zoomity show. That's right. No longer comedy, it's Zoomity. And tonight, I'm welcoming some really great comics later. I'm going to tell you all about them. But I got to say that I remember and I miss the old days where it actually could be in a room with other people doing it. When you had that guy that heckled you in the front row and you had fun playing with him until somebody threw him out. Now they insult you and then they disappear. Now they just vanish and you never see them again. I gotta say, I'm also suffering from lockdown amnesia. I put calendars in every room of my house, and then I go by and every day I get reminded, this is Monday, and then I do an X. And then Tuesday, and then I do an X. Reminds me of those old prison movies in the 40s. Jimmy Cagney. All right, I only got 4 more years in this hellhole. And then he would take his metal cup, planking it along. I'm out of here, you no good bastards. I'll be out of here before you know it. I'm over it. And then I'm thinking, well, what the heck am I going to do? I got to watch television. Well, I got a really good comedy coming up this week I can really concentrate on. It's a Republican convention. It came out today. It's being produced by the same people who did Celebrity Apprentice. It really is. It's true. So welcome to reality TV, the White House. I'll share with you, I'm a little older now, and I work with people who have memory problems. And I got to say, this is really a good long-term memory test for me. I'm trying to remember who the hell is Scott Baio and Thank you, Trump. Got to go right to the hippocampus and pull it out. Oh, man. I've been on lockdown with my scientist husband. I mean, he can analyze my hair root growth. Now, this is a plus, Stephanie. So he knows exactly when I need to have my hair colored. So he gets me there. He also orders me designer clothes, so I just get to model from the internet. But I got to tell you, I'm getting a little worried. He has me all modeled up for him. I have to do shows for him. And he's over on the side. You are woke, girl, to fashion. Go. I'm just saying, I'm getting a little worried. Is the relationship going to be a little different? Cis gay? I don't know. But all I know is I'm going to keep it up because my hair looks great and I got great clothes. Okay, well, that's just a little bit of humor at the front here, and you got some really wonderful comics coming up on my show. So let's get going. All right? First, I want to introduce my producer, though, Dr. Bernard Roth. Another word that I call him is Big Daddy. He pays for everything. Hi, Big Daddy.
Hi, honey. It's great to be on the show with you. I'm really looking forward to the fantastic talent you got for tonight.
Okay, well, thank you, honey, and you look hot. I also have a hot director. I'm surrounding myself with cute men. Justin Dunn.
You're too kind, Carol. You're far too kind.
I know, I'm very lonely. I'm very
I have to say, Carol, I'm loving this outfit you're wearing. It is
Thank
very
you.
future forward. And
I know.
Did your fashionista consultant Bernie pick this one out?
Yes.
You know,
I
I
look like
saw.
a flight attendant on an intergalactic tour now. That's what I look like.
That's right. I mean, I'm the rocket scientist, so you know what kind of outfit's going to appeal to me. I just remember back to like watching the Jetsons when I was a little kid, being so into the space age. Yeah, that does it for me. I love it. Well, enjoy that. We'll be enjoying that. Have a great show, Carol.
Thank you, honey. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a great treat. My two guests on the show tonight, I have done shows with them in the past. They're so hilarious, and they're incredibly funny. And I'm going to start by introducing Stephanie Blum. Now, we share something in common. She is a psychologist, a school psychologist, and a mother. And we're going to talk about that later on, right? Welcome, Stephanie.
Hello, Carol. How are
And
you?
also thank your wonderful husband, Greg, for being such an expert on things like, aren't they amazing
goodness.
around the house, keeping everything going?
He's very technical. I would not know anything. I used to, before we had the map on the phone,
Right.
I used to have to call him and have a map quest because I was lost all the time. Like in the middle of 1 o'clock in the morning, I go, I don't know, I'm in Queens. And I'm supposed to be in the Bronx. I don't know. Can you look it up? Like, he's really helpful and sweet. I'm lucky.
Well, he's adorable. Well, thank you for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me. And you look beautiful.
Thank you, gorgeous. Now, my next guest, too, coming in is Joel Madison. You know, he's an actor, producer, a writer, and a dad. And welcome, Joel. You know,
Thank you.
I always admire when you work my club, you and Stephanie, your acts are superlative. Great writing.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Stephanie's the real thing. I'm just going to clarify that right now because
She's the real
an
thing.
actual comic. I love working your club, but I'm a dabbler at best. These days.
Dabbler
I can do
at
it. Yeah, I mean, I used to be
No.
a comic professionally in like the 80s. I quit in 92 in the last few years.
Right.
With the kindness of people like you and Stephanie, I've been able to kind of go up on stage again and have fun and do stand-up.
Well,
But
I think you're very funny.
you guys are inspiring because it's like, oh my God, you're batting it out of the park. You're out there. You're handling the audiences. It's great to watch.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank
You're
you.
amazing. You're amazing, Joel.
You are, Joel.
Come on.
You laugh my
Stop your
ass off.
nonsense.
All right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I can cop to the fact that I know how to be funny, but stand-up is such a craft and such an art, and
Right.
to be able to do it at the level that you guys do it at is nice to see. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
That's very sweet. And you know what? On that note, Big Daddy is bringing my drink. This is a
nice.
tradition when I do
Big
my
Daddy Ed Roth, right? That's a
So he's going to be pouring me a drink right now. Oh, I'd ask you guys, please have a drink ready because I'm going to say toast to another show, another episode of Laughing Through It. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mmm.
oh, that's good.
Oh, boy, that's good. Damn.
More.
Thank you, cutie. A lot of gin in that. I'm loving it. I can show off my dress to him later.
What are you drinking there,
cocktail.
you guys?
Mm.
Just
What do you have
wine.
to drink? Wine?
Oh,
Wine with ice.
I'm
'cause
having a
classy.
fabulous cocktail.
Awesome.
So, Joel, what are you having?
It's just like a margarita, homemade.
Oh, wow. Fancy.
Wow.
Tequila.
Damn.
Yeah,
Oh,
very easy. It's a mix.
mm-hmm.
Put it in with tequila. All good.
Well, I think during this lockdown, we all need a drink, right?
Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes, and double yes.
Double yes.
And drugs.
Well, I get a call every day because I'm a therapist too, and says, "Miss Metcalf, I want to know if you think I'm an alcoholic." And I said, "How much have you had?" "I've had a whole bottle of wine." "Okay, let's talk." I try for them.
That's nothing.
Are people drinking a lot more?
Nothing.
It's bad, right, Carol?
Oh yeah,
Bad out
big
there?
time. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's drinking a lot.
Nobody's buying anything in Target except alcohol.
You're right, Stephanie. They can't keep it in stock.
I'm like,
Your
do you
bourbon
want
gin.
maybe some gum or, deodorant? No, just alcohol.
It's alcohol.
I don't care. I don't care about anything else but alcohol. I just want to say, Carol,
Yes.
but that we said Joel is hilarious. You
Yes.
are hilarious.
Thank you.
So kind to the comics, always in your club. I look forward to going to your club because I always feel really at home and taken care of. And besides being hilarious, you're the best dressed comic that I know.
Oh.
So that is
Yeah,
true.
so
That's
stylish.
That's right.
Very,
That's sort of like, everybody, they have something they're remembered for.
yeah.
Yeah, I started that when I was a regular, at the Comedy Store. And Mitzi say, "Do what you know, Carol."
It is. It's your superpower.
And I did.
It's your superpower. It really
It
is.
is my superpower.
Yes.
'cause
you always look.
I love fashion. And may I compliment you on your blue top? That's stunning. And see
Oh.
the nail polish.
Thank
going on.
you. Yes. These are fake nails, everyone. I just want to put that out there. Because I bite my nails. I'm a nail biter.
Yeah.
And
me
if
too.
I don't put these on, I just have stubs, like the skin, like bone is showing. So
Right.
I need to, I just actually got them done secretly in a remote location because it's almost taboo. Everything's
Right.
closed. So you have to sneak around and there's a password. I had to go to the back door and say, the brisket flies at midnight. And then they let me in for the nails. Seriously, it's
Is that
serious
the
business.
Stephanie getting your nails done? Is that the sweetest taboo? Do you think?
That's I don't know.
To borrow
What
a
else he
song
got? What
from-
else he got?
I don't. That's all I got.
No, I drove out and I got my hair done in a garage. So,
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
It's lovely. Looks beautiful.
thank you.
I'm due for
Got a little bit of a headache because her husband came out and he had his truck and smoke everywhere. But I made it. Made it here for the show. That's the important thing.
That's right. That's all that matters. The show goes on.
The show must go on.
Right. Even if your hair is on fire, doesn't
That's
matter.
right. That's
Sure.
that's right. As comics, the show must go on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I remember working 2 jobs in LA and then running to, try to get any kind of time at the Comedy Store, standing outside, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, waiting, barking. They
Waiting.
called it barking. Remember
Barking. Yes, they called it barking. You're right.
Did you go through that in New York, Stephanie?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I had to bark on the corner. For people who don't know, you stand out and you hand flyers out, and you have to bring 5 people in or you can't go on stage. So you're feel like a prostitute, like you're on stage begging, you're on the corner, begging people to come in to the comedy club, and you're like, please, I get 3 minutes, please come in. And, it's kind of humiliating, but that's what you do. And it's not pretty, and it's free in New York. It was freezing out, and you had to stand on the corner and just hand out flyers. And now I know how people feel when they try to hand you a flyer and you ignore them.
Right.
Or you take it and throw it in the trash immediately as they pass you. They just throw it on the yeah, they're like, woo. So yeah, I had to do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
What year was that about? Did they have that?
I was 1821. It was a very good year. I flagged down the horse and buggies. I'm like, there's moonshine. Right. Does anyone want to come? When? Oh God, 2000, I guess. Yeah, Yeah, 98, 2000,
Yeah.
a long time ago when I was happier and thinner, basically, with less children.
But they still do that, right, in New York? That's still a thing.
Probably. I think I actually did it here in California a couple of times just to, because it was so empty. I was like, all right, let me just, because we want audience and we don't care how we get it, right?
Right.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
yeah. So I actually did it here, but definitely there I did it. And also you had to bring 5 people when you first started.
Yes.
And it was so stressful because if you didn't have your one person, you couldn't go on, right?
Correct.
Or they put you on the last when there was one drunk guy and one like guy who was on the floor. I don't know if he's napping. I don't know what happened to him. Napping. And so it's kind of ridiculous because we would be so worried about getting our people instead of thinking about our set, which is what we should be doing, right? Right, Carol? Did you have to do that too, like bark?
Yeah. Well, no, here's what happened. I started doing stand-up the first time in Dallas. And I actually, got a gig and I went on the road. And I was in a pizza place in Dallas. And, you had 3 minutes. And I remember that, I started my act and Bubba, your pizza's ready. Bubba, your pizza's ready. In the middle of my act, but it gets worse. They had all the redneck guys in the front that were getting just completely shit-faced. So see, I said shit. And I'm going to turn it blue. And he jumped up and he said, "You're so good looking, I don't know whether to laugh at you or fuck you."
Oh.
He jumped up on the stage. So that's a true story.
That's kind of complimentary, though.
Well,
kind of makes a girl feel good, right?
Thank you.
Makes you feel good.
That's right. I'll take that as compliment now.
You confused him.
Yes. You didn't know
Thank you, Joel. Thank you. That's a good observation.
I remember I did a show in an Italian restaurant, and there was no stage. You stand in the middle of the floor, and the booths are in front of you. Yes. And the waiter walked past me during my act and dropped the salad on my feet. The Caesar salad right on my feet. And I just, I just kept going. I was like, is that for me? That looks delicious. But yeah, the things I performed in a laundromat in New York.
Laundromat.
Yep.
Seriously, no joke.
No, seriously, they have one in LA too.
Yeah, one person would bring a speaker, and these poor people, they're just trying to do their whites, and there was like one homeless person and one person doing their laundry, and we're like, "Hey, what's up?" And this poor person's like, "Do you have change? I need quarters." And you're like, "Hey, where are you from?" They're like, "Down the block." They live down the block. Right. But yeah, we did it anywhere. You know how it is.
That's right. I did it in the field once. They just made a little makeshift, kind of a platform to be standing on. Mm-hmm. And it was a horrible mic, which had to echo. Hi, everybody.
I remember those days.
Do you remember that?
I did a library. I did a library, and everyone was 90 years old.
I did a library too. And
and the people up front, the man was hard of hearing, so every joke I said, the wife had to repeat it. So my joke was like, "Get off my hair," and she's like, "She said, get off my hair," And I was like, "Can I go on? Are we good? We're all caught up." Like it's like.
She wants to know if she can go on.
Tell her, exactly.
Tell her.
I love you, Stephanie.
I love you.
We're sisters, baby. I mean,
right.
The stuff that the crappy places that I played.
Made you stronger, though, right? It made you stronger.
Yes. Well, Joel, what kind of? Then I'll go to our first topics. I'm just enjoying chatting with you guys. Tell us some of your funny stuff of how you started, or strange.
Well, my origin story. If you go back to the first comic book, I was in San Diego. I don't know, must have been 23-ish, and I was out there in a different career selling stereos. Stereos were big back then. This would have been like 78. 77.
Oh, you look too
And-
young. Okay.
Yeah, well, I was 4, let's say. And,
You were 4.
I was annoying people, and I think it was somebody at the store showed me an ad for open mic amateur night at the Comedy Store, and I'd never even heard of it. I think I might have heard of the Comedy Store, and yes, I thought it was funny and whatever. And he said, and I'm sure it was like one of those, if you think you're so funny, why don't you do this?
Right.
And then he left off, asshole, you know. And I went and I saw one. I saw it was they had amateur nights, Sunday nights after the regular show of 3 professional comics. They throw on the amateurs, and the house stayed. So it was like a cooking house of like 300 people that stayed for the amateurs. Which the night I saw it, there was probably about 7 doing 2 minutes or 3 minutes apiece. And I said, okay, I think I could be. It's classic. I think I can be as good as the worst guy there. And I went the next week and signed up, and there was a big incident with one of the guys that I worked with, who was a Quaalude addict, who was high on Quaalude, really fucked up on Quaalude. He sort of stole all the focus that night. But I went up, I got some laughs with like jokes that I wrote, and I was pretty addicted from there. And then I hung out in San Diego for about a year more. Came up to LA a couple of times. Went, oh, you kind of got to have an act to be up here. And I worked the Comedy Store down there as a doorman for a while I was doing open mic. They were real nice to the comics. And I bar-backed a little bit, but I saw a lot of comics. And then I moved back to Minneapolis, and they had a scene going on that just started, like 1980, just started happening. It's kind of a long story, but I went back there because that's where I was living before I went to San Diego. My mom was there, blah, blah. And that's when I got a lot of stage time, worked a lot of crappy places, worked a lot of great places, but got a lot of good quality stage time. Kind of got an act together, kind of went touring. As a closer, because you couldn't make money. There was no such thing as going on the road as a middle. It just didn't exist. So until you had a closing act, you just didn't go on the road. So started on the road, 82 or 3 or 4, and then came out here in 86. But I already had like a road act or whatever, and I was working the colleges a little bit. So when I came out here in like 87, I was spending 3 weeks on the road and then like a week here trying to figure out what to do with my life. So, but for me, and I was thinking about this and getting started in stand-up, it's all about quality stage time. And I don't know how the hell you get as a newbie quality stage time in Los Angeles or any big city. Very impossible. It's all about quality stage time, and then also working the occasional crappy nights, because that's what really strengthens you. But, you know, I went back to Minneapolis. I was doing 5 professional nights, even though I wasn't getting paid a lot, maybe $20, but we had like crowds of 20 to 40, 50 people in this little tiny club. Right away, I was working Fridays and Saturdays, like 2 shows and 2 shows. Wow. So I got pretty strong a lot faster than like doing it once a week for 2 minutes and begging for stage time. And then and then I'll stop talking, but Louis Anderson was there, and he figured out how to get pretty much the 4 strongest acts in Minneapolis at the time was him, a guy named Alex Cole, Jeff Cesario, who's had a great career.
Yes, I love Jeff. That's right.
Jeff's great, and myself, and we put together a 4-person show at a theater. Wow. So now it was just the 4 of us working 5 shows a week, and we all had to do 25 minutes, and we all every 6 months, maybe 4 months, would rotate our act. So the owner of the club said, well, we can't promote it unless you guys say you're doing new stuff. So we said we were, and we made ourselves do new 20 minutes. So that really helped.
Wow. And, you know, can I tag on this too, Joel? Your resume is so impressive. You've done films, been in films, you've been writing for different shows. I mean, you're incredible.
Oh, thanks. My daughter's talking to me on my question. So I was missing all my compliments.
I know. I see the shadow.
Right? What is that?
Don't talk about that. No.
What is it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Say hello to my friends.
Come on over.
Hey.
This is the funniest.
What's it like having a funny, wonderful dad like your dad?
She doesn't think I'm funny at all, do you?
More annoying.
Crying.
I've done my job as a dad.
Okay, now we've had, as a therapist, Stephanie, this is like a family therapy session in my private practice. I don't want to talk about that. And they just, I've had them leave. My mom's
just to tag that up.
I'm leaving. All right.
Carol, I've had a fortunate career. I'll tell you that much. I'm fortunate. I have no regrets. I did a lot of stand up, and I realized that stand up was not ultimately my bag, if I can use a beatnik term.
Yeah.
And I needed to change. I needed to do something else to keep myself interested. Because I started getting to be a road act. I went, I don't want to be a road act and just work on the road, and it's just started being uncreative. And I started and Stephanie, sometimes doing comedy is great. Sometimes being a comic and a stand-up is very difficult.
Yeah,
that's all.
The getting to the show is harder. Once you're there, the show is great. A lot of times, it's like the all rigmarole sometimes to get there and get the stage time too. Like once you get a good show, it's heaven.
Right.
So
very addicting.
It is addicting. Thank you, Joel. It is. Laughter is addicting.
Yes.
Laughter is everything, and that's what I did my documentary on. It's like it's healing too. It restructures the whole frontal lobe. Listen, I love you both. Thank you for being in the show.
Love you too.
Love you.
You're always
Thank
welcome
you.
back. I love you very much.
Thank you
You're
so
hilarious.
much, Carol.
You were also topical.
Thank you.
And what, honey? And thank you, Stephanie Blum and Joel Madison.
You're
Two
welcome.
very talented people, guys. Look for their work.
Thank you.
I'm Carol Metcalf, laughing through it, and good night.
Good night.
Good night.